Hello people, it's your boy Osman back again with another video. Big breaking news, Jadon Sancho looks set to sign for Manchester United. If you believe the rumours, that is. If you believe the rumours. Did I get you excited? Because that was obviously the aim. Look at the state of my beard. It's very long. I can trim it, but I'm just going to see how long it grows anyway, just for the sake of it. Anyways, if you're new here, feel free to drop a like, subscribe, help a brother out. Get to 300, all that good stuff. But that aside, let's get into the main rumours surrounding Manchester United. Jadon Sancho looks set to sign for Manchester United. First and foremost, let's look at all the things, the obstacles, the barriers that can stop this deal from happening. The first thing being the competitors. So who are our nearest competitor into signing Jadon Sancho? Of course, Chelsea are the most, the biggest sort of threat, so to speak, given the signing potential coming to Man United. So I would say Chelsea are a major threat for us in terms of who will sign Jadon Sancho. Of course, they have signed Ziyech, which is a fantastic signing. He is predominantly a right winger, although he's left-footed. He plays on the right wing, so it would be a bit of a weird one. Of course, they got Pulisic as well, that they signed last summer, I believe, last January even. So he's been injured for a lot of the season. He's still to come back. Of course, they still got Hudson-Odoi. So they have got options on the wing. I think Chelsea, for me personally, desperately need a forward. So I would assume if they're going to go big money, as Jadon Sancho would be worth, they'd probably go for a forward and probably maybe a fullback possibly. They haven't really got a right back. Aspilicueta's getting a bit on. So for me, in fact, what I'm on about, they got Reece James, ignore that. They have got right back. The left back, Alonso, is a bit suspect at times. They potentially need a centre back. Anyways, that is, the Chelsea stuff. We don't need to talk about that. Yeah, for me personally, Chelsea would probably put their money on a striker more than a right winger. Like I said, they've already just, secured Ziyech, who is more than capable of filling in that gap. Us, on the other hand, obviously, we massively need a right winger. So it makes sense for us to go for him. Real Madrid potentially could put in a bid. I can't really think of any other teams. Feel free to let me know if there are any other competitors for the signing of Jadon Sancho. For me personally, obviously, there are a lot of things that can go wrong with this deal. First and foremost, the fact that we haven't got Champions League, is that going to be a factor in his decision process? A lot of people saying he's close to Lingard, he's close to Rashford, but he's close to Tammy Abraham as well as some of the lads from the Chelsea youth setup. From what I'm aware of, he is a Chelsea fan growing up as well, so that's something we need to consider. It's not all, about Manchester United. I know a lot of us are romanticising this deal and thinking, oh, why would he go anywhere else? But let's be honest, there is a lot of other clubs that would be interested in his services also. So we've got to, pay that notice also. But it's quite clear that Dortmund will be selling the player this summer. They made it very clear if you pay the money, which I believe is around the mark of 110 million euros. For his services, we probably will be able to get him. In terms of they will sell him, is whether he wants to come to Man United, which is the main question. For me personally, regarding the rumours, obviously a lot of people have been saying that the deal is done. Not anyone of credible source, credibility, should I say, that has come out and said it's done. For me personally, a lot of United fans are talking about it, of course, on social media, but I'm not going to get excited. It reminds me very much of the Griezmann deal with the speculation surrounding that one. So it's interesting. Obviously, it's going to be a long transfer window given what's currently happening in the world, obviously with the coronavirus and stuff. So that is something that we need to think about. That is something that will factor into it. So for me personally, I'm not getting too excited. I'm happy to see what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer said regarding our transfer kitty. He's saying that we will still be spending money. We will be going about business per usual, basically, or as usual. That's obviously a very positive sign for us. It shows the other teams that we are still in a position of power going into the transfer market, where a lot of clubs potentially will have to, reconsider the sort of strategy. We've already seen, I think Daniel Levy is saying that Jose Mourinho may have less money. That's one team already that's already talking about how this has affected their transfer budget going into the summer transfer window. So hopefully this will be in our benefit in terms of the transfer market. Nevertheless, going back to the Sancho thing itself, for me personally, it would, obviously we all know how much of a signing, how good of a signing this would be, but I don't want to get ahead of myself just yet, because like I said, it's very early days. We do take a long time to get these deals over the line, so we're just gonna have to wait and see Other things I do want to talk about, of course, Jesse Lingard is being in the news a lot. Mainly, he's been linked with Arsenal. Apparently, he has been linked to Arsenal and Everton. I'm not really sure where these links are coming from. Again, is it Mino Raiola just pushing out stories to potentially get a new contract at Man United, or is it a news story just to say that look, he's available to be purchased? For me personally, I would let him go. Although I think you could probably get a use out of him in terms of a squad player, but. If he really wants to go, then just obviously by all means let him part ways. I personally don't think he has much use, bar a squad player at best. Obviously as a starting player, he's just not, he's just not showing it this season, and he's had plenty of opportunities to do so. So he's only got himself to blame in that sense. Yes, regarding the Lingard one, I think there is definitely truth behind that. The fact that there are teams that are interested in him. I'm not really sure why Arsenal would be interested in him. I think that's a bit of a myth. I'm not really sure why they would get him. They don't need him at all. Everton, they do have a lot of wide players as well. So again, it doesn't seem realistic that both those teams would be interested in him. But again, what do I bloody know? And yeah, and the last thing I just want to finish up on obviously was the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer press conference, or in fact interview with Gary Neville on Sky Sports. Very positive in general. He seemed in good spirits. Obviously, this sort of situation isn't ideal for anyone, but it's good to see that there's a bit of positivity coming from our club. Not only, in terms of transfer, but in terms of the furlough scheme. Our club have, led the way in terms of the manner in which to deal with it. So I'm massively proud of the way the club have dealt with that whole situation. Saying that our staff, so to speak, are not going to be on the government scheme. They are going to get paid via the club, not by some scheme which was absolutely ridiculous when other Premier League clubs were going down that route. Obviously, Liverpool U-turning due to the backlash that they received. So I'm happy that we hadn't gone down that route, and we showed why we are a classy club. So that was it. Obviously, the last thing I wanted to finish on was... obviously, Pep Guardiola's mum passed away, I believe, in the last week or so. So obviously, deepest condolences to his family, and obviously, may she rest in peace. That was all I wanted to finish on. Apart from that, obviously, drop a like, subscribe. Obviously, my well wishes to Pep Guardiola in this tiring time. Obviously, hopefully, he gets through it. Inshallah. Anyways, peace.